My name is Frances Fox Piven, and I want to welcome you to the first national teach-in on corporate greed, manufactured austerity, debt, and how we're going to fight back. We are here in Judson Memorial Church, a historic church, but we're not just here. I want you to know that there are well over 200 campus and community teach-ins around the country that have beamed into this event to hear our speakers and to join with us in the fight back against corporate greed. Let me just offer the observation, which I'm sure you're all aware of, that we're holding this teach-in on the day after the anniversary of Martin Luther King's assassination. We honor his memory by working for social and economic justice as he did. And we follow on the more than 1,000 actions organized by organized labor, by unions throughout the country yesterday to signal the spring fight back and also to signal their respect for Martin Luther King. You know, Martin Luther King said, when he spoke just hours really before his assassination in Memphis, he said that the strike of the sanitation workers in Memphis should be followed by a general work stoppage in the city of Memphis to complete the work of the civil rights movement. Well, we want to help complete the work of the civil rights movement and of the other movements in American history which have made our society more humane for people at the bottom of the society. And, you know, can we have the tree of corporate destruction on the wall? Well, you know, we got this idea of a tree to help us understand our society. We got the idea of the tree from this guy on TV. I can't remember his name. But, you know, he got the tree wrong. And the reason he got it wrong, I think, he always says that he does his research in the wee hours of the morning all by himself. Well, that's not a good idea. We don't do our research in the wee hours of the morning all by ourselves. We draw on lots of our colleagues, scholars, experts, researchers, all over the country, all over the world, to try to understand what's happening to our society and what's happening to international society. And to do that, we want a lot of facts. There are facts behind the illustrations on the tree. For example, on one side of this tree, the tree is really the tree of American life. And you can see it's been poisoned, it's been polluted by corporate influence that has grown over the last 30 years especially. And we've divided the main calamities that have resulted from corporate influence into two broken branches. One branch we called austerity. It has to do with the way in which the wealth and income of the American people has been steadily shifted to the very richest people in the country, with the consequence that all of us are poorer. We're working for less and paying more. And with the consequence also that these corporations, because they have so much money, they can put a lot of it into lobbying, they can put a lot of it into propaganda, and they have more and more and more. And the more they put into influencing politics, the more the policies work to shove still more money into their coffers. And one way is by cutting taxes, cutting their taxes. How many of you saw the big GE story a few days ago, which showed that GE had raked in something like $17 billion and paid 0 taxes? Well, not only are they taking the money that we earn by lowering our wages and lowering our benefits, but they're taking the money that used to go to the public sector and used to constitute a kind of public sphere which improved our lives. We had schools that were well-funded. We had a safety net that took care of the unemployed and at least some of the poor. We had civil servants who ran services for our children, for our disabled, for our mentally ill. We had worker rights that were enforced by government agencies that had a budget. We had, as a result, a degree of equal opportunity in our society. That tree is crashing. That limb is crashing. The other limb is the limb of debt. And that debt also is owed to corporations, but particularly to financial corporations. You see them up there on the screen, some of them at least. Not all the big banks are there, but Goldman Sachs is there, JP Morgan is there, Bank of America is there. And we know what the banks have done to first sell funny mortgages to relatively innocent people, and now to drive those people into foreclosure, taking the little bit of wealth that they have accumulated in their homes, and also what the banks, the financial sector, has done to students. We're going to hear more about that from one of our speakers, but the tree of corporate destruction is endangering our future, the future of young people, the future of our society, the future of our planet. And now I want to turn the podium over to Gustavo Rivera. Let me tell you a little bit about Gustavo. Gustavo is a kind of friend of mine because some years ago, he was a student in my class. He tells a story, I don't think it's quite right. You know, he sort of got off the plane from Puerto Rico and came to my class. You know, probably a few things intervened, but, you know, Gustavo represents a district in the Bronx, a district with lots of poor people and working people, a Puerto Rican district, and he has become a voice already. He's only 3 months there, a voice in the state Senate for the poor and immigrant people of New York City, and I'm so proud of Gustavo, who, by the way, is also on the faculty of Pace University.